Hi, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of Am I the Asshole podcast. Today, I am joined by rapper, comedian, credited Comedy Central show host of That's What I Heard, blowing up on Instagram, Lil Frex. Welcome
Wow.
to the program.
Thank you so much for having me. A true honor. And me asking to come on this podcast was also personal growth.
I'm
for me.
really proud of you for doing that.
Like, I never really asked to do anything, I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. Someone will ask me what they want. This time I was like, you know what? Let me ask him.
You did it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to have you. You know, I have a friend, a close friend, who's a huge fan of you. And I was excited to tell her. Yeah, she's obsessed.
That's so funny. You said she went to like a So Far show, right?
Yeah. What is So Far is like they do produce shows in houses? Is that the deal?
It's kind of like a bunch of sweet people sit around on a floor.
Sure.
And listen to acoustic music and like snap and clap, sip rosé, and then anytime I did like 30 of these shows. Anytime I would get on, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, my name is Lil Frex. This song's called I'd Rather Fuck Your Brother." And it was just like chaos. But I did like 30 of them, so I must have been doing all right. But yeah, they were good.
You know, this didn't occur to me because we were talking and, you know, we've met, but do you just do Lil Frex or like are people like, how close do I have to be to you to go and get your actual name?
Well, my name is Emma. And I think unless you know me before 2014, you don't really call me that. I mean, you can call me whatever you want, but like most of people I've met in the last like 6-7 years just call me Frex. But my name is Emma, which couldn't be more opposite from Frex.
I feel like Emma is wrong for you, so Frex feels more right. You're too brash for Emma.
I know, but I am kind of a sweetheart too, so I feel like if I'm in sweetheart mode, then I'm Emma.
I see. You go back and forth. I was listening to one of your tracks. I think it's your most popular Spotify track.
Which one is that? I don't have the heart to even look at what
you don't know your most popular. You don't know your hits by heart. It was Sleep on It Part 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very sincere song.
And there's a point I was thinking about. There's a point in the song where, you know, this guy kind of negs you, right? He's sort of like, "Oh, you're a rapper, ha 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 ha."
Oh, that's Us Over Everything, right? Where he's like, I met him at Webster. He said he was a rapper. I said, cool, I'm a rapper too. He cracked a smile and said, who, you? That one? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I messed it up.
No, imagine me just starts rapping the whole song. And I'm like, I don't even know my own content. Does every single word.
So you, and is this a real, you know, I'm curious about the slights you get as, you know, a rapping woman.
I mean, look, any slights I get are not even worth complaining about because they're really nothing in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, like people are suspicious of you, I think, up top as a white lady trying to rap, you know, especially like when I started, I was Lil Freckles. I mean, that's a very suspicious thing to be a white lady named Lil Freckles saying I'm here to rap.
You transitioned to Lil Frex at some point.
Yeah, I changed to Frex like a few years ago. But yeah, so I think it's not even so much that I feel wronged in any type of way as much as it's like, okay, I just had to prove myself to people. And I think for the most part, I did. When, you know, like when people would see me in person, I think it's easier to prove yourself than it is on the internet. But yeah, I mean, I'm just there to bring the laughs, have some fun. You know?
Well, it's interesting. You don't seem like you're so bothered by it. So it's not a big factor to you, the naysayers, the haters.
Well, I completely understand where any suspicion would come from. That being said, like I didn't fully enjoy the process of doing music as much as I do comedy.
Right. So now you're not rapping as much. Now you're just doing you do an Instagram show.
Yes,
that's
please.
What I heard.
Yes,
that's What I Heard show. They're great clips, really well edited, very funny. It's just kind of you reacting to questions. Is that right?
Yeah. So it's just I put up like real viewer questions and I do the show and it's like absolutely a joy. I love the whole process. I love editing. I just really love it. And it's nice to just not start out with suspicion against you.
You feel like they're on your side.
Oh, fuck them. I don't care what side they're on. But okay. I'm just saying, like,
I feel like you're not on my side now.
Well, listen, I am on your side. Okay. Literally, it was like, please let me on your podcast. What do I have to do? You know, I'll do almost anything to come on this podcast. No, but I mean, wait, what was the question? What was I saying? I
That you
literally just
feel
started
like
staring at the
your
wall.
watchers, your Instagram watchers are on your side. So you're not dealing with this kind of bad vibes of having to prove yourself in the music world.
Right. And I wouldn't even call it bad vibes. I would just say, like, if your name is Lil Freckles and you get up and you start doing a song called I'd Rather Fuck Your Brother or Dancing on the Day or like
Mhm.
Real Many Pussy, whatever wild shit I was doing, that was very funny. But
Right.
I completely would understand why people would be like, I don't know about this. And I don't know about her, quite frankly. Although
Right.
I could absolutely win people over in person, I feel.
Right.
I feel like in comedy, you don't necessarily start on the defensive in that, or I don't start on the defensive in that way, in the
Right. Do
same
you
way.
Now, what about the cultural appropriation aspect? Obviously, white rappers,
Of
there's a
course.
history there. Do you think that's part of this?
Of course. It's almost
Mhm.
all of it, actually.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck what white people say. Like
Got
when
it.
like and it's valid. That is what I'm saying. Like I feel uh a love for the culture, a love for the people. I want to be respectful, and I feel like any suspicions towards me would be valid. Um, and that's that. I mean,
Right.
I don't know if it helps, but I was not a successful white rapper.
Well, why do you say that you weren't successful? I mean, you've got a Spotify, you've got tracks.
True. Yeah. No. I mean,
You
like
didn't
I didn't
blow
blow
up.
up. I didn't blow up. I guess
Sure.
is what I'm saying.
Sure.
I feel successful in my heart. Like I love the music I made. I've loved my experiences that I've had rapping. They've absolutely shaped. They've really shaped almost all of who I am, I would say. Um, and so, but I didn't like get rich or anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting, and I wanted to push back on you there because I think it's a toxic mindset when people are like, you know what I think it is? Maybe not toxic, but an outsider mindset would
Hmm.
say like, oh yeah, this girl, her Spotify, these songs don't even have a million plays or whatever, and it's like, so what? It's an incredible thing to make even one album.
Yeah.
And I think a lot about how my creativity, like, it does tend to come in cycles. And so, like, maybe right now you're doing comedy and maybe you'll blow up as a comedian, you never go back, but maybe you will go back and maybe you'll come back, even stronger. What do you think?
I think 100% it's always going to be a part of what I do and who I am
Mhm.
because I love it so much. And I'm like proud. I'm proud of it. Of like the stuff that I've made and the friends that I've made and the experiences I've had from it.
Right.
But I would say there was like a 2-year period where I had kind of like burned out on it and I hadn't yet started doing comedy where I just became very unhappy because I
So,
was kind of like done. It's not that I was done. It's just like I wasn't feeling creative about it. I was kind of like the process of doing music is a lot different than comedy because like you make a song, like you have a blast writing it, you record it, you're fired up, you send it to all your friends, and then comes the part that I don't like, which is like you got to send it to blogs, you got to like try to get it premiered, and it's just like I'm not
right.
built for that side of it. Whereas comedy, like with my show on Instagram now, I literally record it, edit it, throw captions on it. 2 hours later, I put it up, and that's it. I don't ever think about it again. And like I love that process.
Why can't you do that with music though?
I guess you could. I just never streamlined. What's the word, like workflow? Like my
Sure.
workflow with
Sure.
music, I think I never mastered it. And I'm sure if I will one day, but I had not
Mhm.
yet mastered it in a way that I found very frustrating. And it's also like when like the beats, it's like I never felt like I owned the music because it's like it's like you get the beats all have samples. I'm not in a position where I'm like able to clear samples and stuff, and then so even if
Sure.
someone
Sure.
so then you get people approaching you and it's like, oh, I want to use this for this, and I'm like, I can't even authorize you to do that. Like I don't even know how to become successful. Like I don't own it,
Hmm.
and it's like
Yeah.
they're you have to like register this. I guess I'm making this sound like a very hard process. I found it difficult, but I'm
Right.
sure that other people's just natural skills would probably do this better.
Well,
Um,
it seems like you weren't really into it because I mean, honestly, I think these aren't really necessarily the most valid reasons, but you said like you felt jaded. You felt like you weren't vibing with it. You weren't feeling creative.
Actually, I was really into it. I didn't
Really?
enjoy the process after making the music.
I'm so mystified by
I
this. I feel
didn't
like
like
you're
making music videos. Like I didn't
hmm.
I
Okay.
there's I also just realized that I hadn't necessarily yet found the way that I wanted to present myself and the workflow to do it that I was like
Hmm.
100% on. And you have to be your biggest fan. So like with my like comedy stuff now, like I'm my
Ah.
biggest fan. I'm like, this is like I could stand behind this. I own all this. I know how to do it. It just feels
Like
easy.
you.
Yeah, like me, but also it's just an easier process to me.
Interesting.
Not that
Huh.
you shouldn't do things that are hard,
Right, right.
but you should do, and I did do it, and things that were hard for years, and I will
Yeah.
continue to do it. But I'm really happy that I've now added this comedy piece, which does feel very seamless to me.
That's really interesting, I guess. I haven't heard. I mean, I've never. I mean, I guess I relate with it, right? It's like sometimes I feel jaded about stand up and it's like, well, why is that?
Well,
And
I don't
it's
feel
like
jaded. Why are you saying jaded? Now
I
we're gonna
guess I
fight.
okay, no, no, no. I love it. I love it. Let's get into it. I mean, well, you're telling me that the workflow was a turnoff to you, that you couldn't be your biggest fan, and that had to do with the process and also maybe like some identity aspects. Is that fair?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say jaded. Like I was super hyped and
Stuck.
excited about everything. Like especially like the actual content, hyped,
Okay. But
loved.
then you were, but why didn't you keep going though? Because you
But
were
the
stuck, you were jaded. What word would you use?
just I didn't enjoy the process of putting it out into the world. Whereas like with my what I'm doing now, it's like the most joyful process. I make it and I just put it out. And that's it. I put it on Instagram and that's the only piece that there is.
Right. But I guess where I'm confused is like, on TikTok, there's all kinds of people putting out music, and on SoundCloud, you can just put out music. So that's where I'm not understanding. Like, you're editing a video.
So
I'm
I'm
sorry, I'm
not
not trying to
making
antagonize you.
no, I'm obsessed that we're fighting right now. And honestly, I hope it gets more contentious. You're like, okay, listen, I'm not buying anything you're saying right now. No, keep it at this level. Let's keep going like this. Wait, what'd you just say? I just had a thought.
I just like, all right, you're
Oh, so
telling me like,
it's
yeah,
not okay. So here's the thing. I didn't feel like with the videos I'm making now, I shoot them or either I shoot them or my boy Kevin shoots them and we have like a very easy process to shooting. With music videos, I'm not saying I couldn't have done it with the ease that I'm doing, but I wasn't
sure.
doing it that way. So I can now maybe with what I've learned from comedy go back and do music better. But it was
Right.
literally it's like $1,500 for a video, then it takes months, then you get the video and then you got to do all these notes and then it's like then you have to send it like PR things to
No,
blogs who are
it's
never going to
horrible.
post you who are never going to post
It's
you anyway
horrible.
and then nobody posts it and then you put the thing on Instagram and you say the link is in the bio, go to my YouTube and then, it's just that whole thing is what I'm talking about.
Right. But
Which
then,
never
so
Go
what I'm
ahead.
not understanding though is then why not just make a simple video with you? And you're saying because that isn't how you wanted to come off.
No, I'm saying I
Hmm.
could have, and now that I know how to do that, I would have. But at the
So you
time, I
may.
only had
Okay.
so I could very well may go back and do that. But at the
Got it.
time,
Got
the
it.
only template I had was my friends who were rappers, and this is how they did it. So this is how I thought I was going to
Okay.
do it.
Got it.
So I'm saying I was trying to follow maybe a format that my friends were doing that they were very successful at that I was not doing well. And I'm not blaming anything other than it's just not my natural skill set.
Right. Right. But you were copying those around you. That makes a lot of
Totally. And
sense.
now I
That's
have my own understanding of how to produce and put out content from comedy, which I may now go back and apply to rap.
yeah. Well, I'm happy we kind of battled that
I'm
out because now.
happy. You're like, I'm not believing what you're saying
Well,
because
I
I'm
couldn't be
hearing
on
you say.
board. I'm like, I have music. I buy royalty free music all the time. Like it takes. I could bust out a terrible rap. I can't rap like you, but I could bust out a rap in 20 minutes. And I'm like, so. But I'm understanding this now because it's like there are people who approach comedy that way as well, right? Like you have adopted a mindset that I think I have and a lot of our contemporaries have, which is like put out a lot of content, focus on the idea, focus on the jokes, but there are some people who are like, I'm going to write scripts only, and then I'm going to hope
Right.
that one day someone will produce the script, and that will be this
Right.
whole like process, and we'll have something at the end that's really amazing. But you might also have nothing at the end because your script might not get picked up or whatever it may be.
Absolutely. And so I guess just to apply that to what I'm kind of saying is like
Mhm.
the template that I was following, which is nobody's fault other than my own. I was just kind of
Right.
doing what I thought I was supposed to be doing, was that you spend $800 to make a song. You know, you got to get it mixed, you got to all this stuff. Then you
Sure.
spend $1,000 on a video, and then you have an $1,800. And like, I'm not, I work at a fucking bar. Like,
Right.
I'm not like independently wealthy. So like, to me, that's a substantial amount of money. So then what happens is I become precious with the content. And so it's like, well, how I have to make sure that this gets seen by everybody, and this is like a
Right.
big moment, blah blah blah. Where it's like with comedy, I'm just like, I made it, I'm putting it out. People are gonna like it or they're not, but most likely they will. Either way, I'm building a consistent brand. I'm consistently
Mhm.
putting out things. When they see my video, they know what they're gonna expect. Like, the show has fans, um, and it's easier. Now,
I
that
love
being
it.
said, I could go back and apply that to rap 100% now that I know that, but I was
Right.
following a template that made me miserable and broke.
You know what? This is worth it. It was tense and it was awkward, but
I'm all here. I'm
we
here for
got
it.
through it.
Listen, I'm here for it. I love a debate.
It's good. No, I didn't understand you fully, and now I do, and I think it's great. I think as creative people, I want to talk about that a little bit, about
Yeah.
your period. You said, where you were sad.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
think
mean, I've
creative
been sad
people.
that's my whole life. I've been sad. But like those 2
Oh,
years
okay.
that I'm talking about were
Yeah.
very like painful.
And were you at that point grasping for straws? Did you know this was like related to your creative output, or what did you think?
I was like, am I insane? I mean, I do have like mental
Mhm.
illness, just like every fucking other person in this planet. But like,
Mhm.
it's like for me, without like a daily activity, not even activity, a daily sense of purpose of like so right now, like I do something every single day for my videos, my
Wow.
comedy videos, every day without fail. It's like no, and it's not even like I make that happen. It's just like I'm locked in, and I've made work for myself.
Mm.
And so there was periods like I didn't feel like rapping every day. I didn't have the money to like do a project every day. I
Right.
didn't have it's a lot of moving pieces, like you got to get the beats, you got to get with the producer, like like if you're writing with someone, you got to get with them, and it's just like I, I wasn't able to do it every day, and there was like literally like a 2-year period where I was like, I'm not really a rapper anymore. I'm kind of just like going to shows and performing this old content, and I
Mm.
had not yet found the new thing that I was really fired up about, and that was like very painful because I didn't have a sense of purpose. I'm like, what am I doing, dude?
Right.
Um, and so for me, like for all my like just for like my mental health, like the daily purpose is very important.
Can you hear that? Can you
No,
hear what's
but
going on? I didn't realize my door was open and it's very loud cooking sounds. One sec.
cooking sounds.
Am I getting a text? You think I'm a fucking monster?
I'm obsessed that you are getting a text, and I hope you read it to us live on the
No,
air.
no, no. Okay. I mean, I felt so similarly to you at times. And I think it's relieving to hear, like, in a way that 2 years, 2 years can seem long, but like we all go through ruts,
Mm.
and ultimately I find it like reassuring that I find it reassuring because I've gone through ruts and I'm like, see, this is like a thing that people go through. But also, like, I have a theory that at least some people, I think probably most, have like a deep creative drive. And if they're not creating, they will not have purpose and they will not have meaning. And it is extremely destructive and painful for us when we don't have that.
100%. I think I probably I would go see like therapist, like I've been in therapy for a long time, but I would,
Mhm.
like I saw like a psychiatrist or whatever. Like I didn't need medication. I just needed something to do. Like I was
Right.
bored. I needed to be busy. Like literally
Right.
being busy eliminate. Okay, I don't want to speak for everyone. I'll say for me, being busy eliminates what I perceived as mental illness. Like
Yeah.
being, and I can't speak for, obviously, like I'm not saying everyone has their own things, but
Sure.
for me, that's what I've found to be true.
Well, at least, yeah, I think being idle is very well. My friend once said this quote, and I think about this a lot. He goes, I don't want to go home. I don't want to spend too much time at home because home is where the thoughts live.
I mean, very dark, very dark.
But it's true, you
It
get
is true.
home and I've honestly noticed a slight trend. I mean, I'm projecting because it was definitely me, but like I think in these isolated quarantine times, a lot of people have kind of gone inward, and that has led a lot of us. It's like intensified a lot of our intimate relationships because now we're interacting with less people.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people have like started to dig up some like childhood trauma or whatever, very heavy issues. And it's kind of like, yeah, that's because we got nothing else to think about. We're at
Yeah,
home.
I mean, likely, yeah. I mean, I can't relate. I mean, this quarantine has been absolutely great for me, but
Really?
yeah, I did. I, I I think I was in the fortunate position of living a loser's life before quarantine. So the
You
minute it
were
happened, I was, yes. So I was just like living a loser's life. What can I say? It is what it is. So as soon as this shit happened, I said, I'm going to make this time count. And it's just like everything stopped. And I've literally never been as productive in my entire life. And it has led to amazing things for me.
Oh my God.
I
Wow.
mean, look,
I don't
sue
even know
me,
how to
bro. You can't
feel.
even say
I'm
out
ready to
loud like
sue
that.
you.
Honestly, many people are ready to sue
Wow.
over my experience. But I'm telling you, being a loser for me paid off this year
So for
because I
whatever
am
reason, yeah,
lapping my friends right now, lapping them. Okay.
I love it. So what? I don't understand though. You were okay. So fine, you're a loser. Was this the 2-year period and then quarantine
Yeah,
kicked in?
correct.
So why did quarantine all of a sudden get you revved?
Because it silenced my, I don't want to say like it's just like I would say one of the main things that was tripping me up is this constant just running track of like, I'm supposed to be here, I'm supposed to be there, I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm supposed to be doing that, blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
When this shit hit, I was like, I'm not supposed to be anywhere. All I have to
Hmm.
do is what I want to do right now, or like what I can do, you know?
Yeah.
And so I did what I could do. And it turned out that was like being funny and like helping. Like I knew that people were having a hard time, but like I'm like comfortable in chaos. It's like how I grew up. It's like this is my zone. So I'm like I just like literally made a conscious decision like I'm going to make people laugh, provide like content and a voice for people in this time. And I
And
started my
that's
show like the first
wow.
week of lockdown. And I mean, I'm making out to be more than it is, like an Instagram show. So I'm like, but that being said, it's like that, just that alone has led to so much for me. And that's given me, I'm just like very productive every day working.
I think it's a huge deal. I don't think you should undersell it. I mean, you're getting thousands of views on each video. I think possibly even more interesting than that, you're getting upwards of 15, 20 comments, and a thing I
Is
think a
that a
lot of
lot? I don't know if that's, I always felt like that was not a lot.
the number of comments.
Yeah. I feel
Well,
like there should be hundreds. No? We need to get
uh
the views up. Listen, if you're fucking listening to this and you don't even have to smash the follow, but you better smash the like on the videos, or we're not
I mean,
friends.
because see, my attitude, and I was trying to go with you on this, and now you sound like a YouTube star. Like and subscribe, guys.
I said
But
not only that, I said smash the like. So it's even worse than what you just described. I said smash the like.
I think what's so cool about what you do is that it's an interactive show. People are submitting their questions to you, so they're connecting with you. They're feeling something meaningful, and to me, that's been what's so rewarding about the podcast. It's like, yeah, I can put up a TikTok or whatever and get likes, but like, I want to actually like feel like I did something meaningful and spoke to a
Yeah,
human
hell
being.
yeah. Of course. Like when people like a lot of people like message me and they're like, "You got me through this quarantine. Like you're my quarantine hero. Like I live for the videos. Like this is the only thing I get excited about. Like this is great. This is the point, right?
I'm jealous. I've got to admit, I'm jealous. I think
That's
it's
amazing.
great.
Love
I
when
think
you're
it's
jealous
great.
of me.
I'm jealous of you. I totally am. I love it. I think it's a really funny show. It's really well done. It's
I mean,
great.
look, it's a dumb Instagram show, but to me, it's like it gave me a new focus
Yeah.
to build on. So I'm happy with it.
It's great. It's great. Huge congrats to you. I mean, it's hard for me to like, yeah, I'm jealous, and I'm also like, it makes me angry at myself a little bit because I'm like, I can't believe that I didn't turn quarantine into a win.
But maybe like, I feel for my friends who like were killing it and like their lives were like interrupted. But I was like, I have the same kind of life. Like I work at a bar. I was off for a few months. Then I went back, after dining all the shit and I'm just making my videos. Like some of my friends are like, they had all their big shows canceled, like on tour and, TV projects and stuff. And like, I feel for those people. Like I would be pissed too. I would not be happy at
Yeah.
all. I wouldn't be happy at all.
Well, that's amazing. I'm happy we went on this journey. I hope some people are inspired by the Lil Frex saga.
Is that it?
What do you mean? Well, now we're gonna do a situation.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, no. It sounded like you were just gonna be like, all right, thank you, have a good night. And I was like, that was really quick.
Yeah, nothing about assholes. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any? Yeah, I mean, look, all women get all kinds of shit online. Are guys? Are you getting reply guys? Yeah, tell us about some of the flack you get.
I mean, some people usually go to the gym, and I'm like, listen, bitch, it's not gonna happen. I mean,
Are you kidding me?
I literally started a series called Frex Gets Fit, where I'm doing a series about trying to pass the 5th grade gym test. Did you go to public school?
I didn't know, but I'm watching one of your videos now. Do you run at McCarran? You know I run at McCarran.
Dog, I saw you one day.
How dare you not say hi to me?
I was filming my show. I was like, oh, that's because I think, and that's why when I saw this, I was like, I feel close to him. So I was like, I'm going to say that I should come on the podcast because I feel close to him. Because I saw him in McCarran. Listen, no, so I did know that because I follow you. So I've seen your stories. Running and sunning, babe.
Running and sunning. I love it.
Son.
You're my new favorite guest. Just Arizona, for that reference.
Of course, I know what you're up to. And I seen your pom-pom hat and I said, Danny's running and sunning, that dog. Love him. Fucking dog. No, absolutely. But I felt love. It's not that I didn't say hello out of anything other than
you're good. You were working. Something.
Yeah, so I'm doing a thing where in public school in the United States, we used to have to take a gym test every year. You probably remember this. You had to run a mile, do push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, all this shit.
Yeah.
I obviously never passed it. I was a true disgrace, a smoker and a fatty, and you can't say that anymore. But I was talking about myself, so I can say
sure.
Wrong.
You're good.
But I was like very unhealthy as a child, just like constant Burger King. And it was I was a mess. And then a heavy smoker from the age of 15. So it's a nightmare. So I always failed the test, needless to say. And so I'm doing this show right now where I took the test at the 5th grade standard back January at the beginning of January. And it was going to be a 6-week show, but obviously it takes longer than that to change, as I've learned. So now I got to do a 9-minute mile, 20 push-ups, 40 sit-ups, 3 pull-ups, I guess.
Wow.
So I'm training for that.
Okay, well, that's great. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. People, I mean, you're not, you present as like a thin, small girl. Someone would be like insulting. You're telling you to go to the gym. It's like, what are you saying?
Yeah, dog? I mean, I'm just like, LOL. I mean, and then some people are like, this is a bad take. And I'm like, LOL. And they block me. And I'm like, well, what are you going to say? Okay, so what'd you ask? Reply, guys. That's it. I get like nice people, honestly, I have to say. I have the same experience with catcalling. It's like, I know that a lot of my girlfriends get like horrendous things like, yo, I'm going to come in your eyes and shit. And people are just like,
I haven't heard that cat call.
People are just like, girl, God bless you. I would marry you. And I'm like, thank you.
Wow.
Like, it doesn't bother me in the slightest.
I don't know what world you're in, Lil Frex.
I'm telling you, people like, God bless you. Have a beautiful day. I'm like, honestly, have a beautiful day to you as well. And like, I would marry you. I'm like, honestly, I would marry you. So it's not even a big deal to me. Have a good day.
Okay, in your world, quarantine is the ultimate productivity hack. Catcalling is good. I mean, what else is flipped? What else?
Everything is flipped. That's what my whole thing is. I'm here to tell my truth. Okay.
I love it.
Classic white lady saying, "I'm here to tell my truth."
God, you're killing it. Well, this is great. Well, let's do a sitch. We're having a lot
right.
of fun. I pulled a little singing sitch. AITA for not asking my singer friend to sing at our wedding / refusing to allow her to gift us her singing voice. This is very awkward. I'm not sure who to ask. My boyfriend proposed last year around Christmas. Of course, I immediately said yes. And together we've been excitedly planning our wedding. We were due for September this year, but have obviously put everything on halt. One of my friends, Abigail, is a singer. She has a very gospel kind of voice, but as awful as it sounds, all I think when she sings is, "This is warbly," and I have to fight to keep a straight face. She's not awful, but it's really not my cup of tea. Obviously, I would never say that to her, but I do encourage her passion because one day she wants to turn her hobby into a career. I always respond to the group chat with constructive feedback when she sends us voice clips asking for it, and if it's very bad, I'll just stay quiet and not say anything at all. Ooh, you hate to get the zero response. You know what it means. You know.
Yeah, you know.
Now, recently in January, a little known music producer, I think, retweeted a video of her singing, and she has taken this as her sign that she is about to break big. She asked why I hadn't asked her to sing in our wedding, and I answered honestly that I want her there in a friend capacity, not there to work. She then said she insisted on gifting us the song to our first dance. I really, really don't want her to do this, so I told her I would need to square it with my fiance as we're making the decisions together. Thankfully, he was on board with me, and I texted her ASAP to say that my fiance wasn't keen on the idea because he really wants X band to play instead. She was upset in our group chat, and quite a few of my friends are texting me telling me I should give her the platform, and that I'm being a bad friend and an asshole, and that I'm being selfish. AITA.
Okay. Okay. I get it. Listen, I like how she said, give her the platform of my wedding.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
This is tricky. Look, well, first, what do you have to say about it?
Well, on the platform note, I think it's funny because it so speaks to the fact that it is not a platform in any real way. Performing at someone's wedding. I mean, as I understand it, and let me know what you know about this, weddings are a great wheelhouse for bands to make money because they pay very well. They're not too shitty of a gig. You play a couple hours and, we play your shitty cover music.
And some bands kill it, like legit are good.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some great wedding bands.
I've seen some goodies.
But let me tell you, I've seen bands kill it. And let me tell you what I didn't do after that. Give a fuck about them. Nobody gives a fuck about the wedding cover band.
Exactly.
Nobody. Nobody. And nobody's going to be at the wedding. And that's just not how it works. So it's 0% a platform.
Yeah. It's, yeah, that's funny. Yeah. I've never followed a wedding band, no matter if they were amazing or not. This is very tough. I've definitely experienced this, and I'm sure you have in comedy as well, but like just when I'm putting together like a music show or whatever, and you have certain friends that you love, great people.
Yeah.
But you just didn't even think to put them on the show, and then you feel bad later, and it's like, I don't know what to say. I honestly think silence is gold in this situation. Don't bring it up. Don't mention it. Don't have the convo. Let it pass. It's up to her. It's up to the friend, the singer friend, to deal with this with her therapist.
So you're saying just let, she already told her she's not going to play, and then that's that decision.
Yeah, and just don't even be like, hey, I just wanted to explain to you like why I didn't have you, and blah blah blah. Just this is between her and the therapist at this point.
Well, and the thing about music, and I mean, this is true about comedy too. It's like, it doesn't really matter if you're good, because it's like what I'm trying to say is there's no way someone is going to do the rain dance at my wedding. It doesn't matter if they're the best rain dancer in the world. There's no
I don't know what you're talking about right now. What are you talking about? Rain dance?
Bagpipes. I'm trying to think of an obscure genre of music.
This is insane what you just said.
I know.
We're talking about rain dance at your wedding.
I jumped off.
Yeah.
No, there's no bagpipe musician. In other words, what I'm trying to say is like, she's a gospel singer. Some people don't like gospel music. Some people don't like rap. Some people don't like country. So it's like, this is a presumptuous ask on its face. It's like,
yeah, but ultimately it's not about the fact that what genre she does. It's that she doesn't think she's good.
Is that I don't
that's
think
what I got
I don't
from
think
it.
That's true. I think I will push back on you. She said it's warbly. She says it's warbly. She's not
That's
awful.
not positive. Okay.
Okay. No, you're right. No, look,
what does warbly mean? I don't know, but it sounds. I'm gonna Google it right now.
Warbly, I think that's vibrato-y, and I fucking hate a vibrato-y singer. Like, it's like hit a pitch and stick to it.
Come on, Christina Aguilera, hit a note. Okay.
I mean, I think you're right. She doesn't particularly like it, but what she specifically says, and this is what I'm on about, she says she's not awful, but it's not really my cup of tea. That's what she's saying. It's not her taste. Music is very
she's saying
she
doesn't fuck with it.
No, she doesn't fuck with it. Exactly.
And so, I would say speak never of it again.
I think you're right. I think that's the move here, but I'm ready to go farther. I think, and I have committed this sin.
Talking about it like, okay, send a DM. What are you thinking?
No, I think you're right on OP's end. I think this matter is settled. The answer is to do nothing. But I actually think that it's an asshole move to force yourself into someone's wedding because you're missing the goddamn point. You're trying to insert yourself, right? And even this word platform speaks to like blind ego. It's like there's no fucking platform. My husband's douchebag family is going to be there. You know what I mean? Like you stand to gain nothing from this, but you, for some reason, you have an ego need that you want to be able to do this gig. You know, and maybe I'm not saying that's all of it. Maybe she generally does view it as a gift, but the fact that she's like kind of doubling down and then making her feel bad, it didn't seem like an earnest offer as much as it was her kind of trying to force her way in.
I would go even further and say to have a wedding in the first place is rude.
Oh boy. Hot take patrol.
I mean, that's what I would say about it.
Okay. I mean, are you? Back this up? Good luck.
I'm not. I'm going to say that is my statement.
Makes you an asshole.
It's rude in the first place. What you put people through is rude in the first place.
Okay, I'm open to this take. You got to. I mean,
I listen. I love my friends because they don't even. They know I'm not bringing a gift. I'm showing up without a gift and without a well wish. It's unbelievable I have to show up to this in the first place.
To a wedding. So you're the kind of gal, you show up to a party, wedding, you say, my presence is the gift. That's your vibe.
I don't even say my presence is the gift. I say, I'm here. Okay? I'm here.
Sure.
God bless the couple. Okay? And that's it.
I'm fine with this. I'm okay with this.
I owe 10 people wedding gifts. I'm always like, well, I'll get them next month. Never. Years have gone by.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's annoying. I agree with you. I can come for aspects of wedding culture. Why do I have to get you a gift? I'll show up. I agree with that.
It's like you spend a lot of money just to show up.
Exactly. And you're a bartender, so that hurts. And there's no sliding scale, you know? It's like, yeah, like there should be a sliding scale, really, of expectations. Like, I don't know, if I get married, I'm not going to expect my comedian friends to show up with gifts. I just wouldn't. Right.
Like my ideal wedding is I'm in Barbados. I book three big houses on the beach. I'm getting married. I send an email. I say, hey, houses are booked. If you can get there, get there. If not, no problem. Don't send a gift. I don't want to hear about it.
That's it. That's the wedding invite?
And that's it. That's the email. It's a text, maybe.
That's the email?
Maybe it's a text.
That's
I don't know.
Text. Oh, I want you to get my number. I want in on this.
I'm saying, look, I booked a bunch of fucking baller houses. Obviously, our families, I guess, would have like a different house, but for the friends and everything, right? We got 3 huge mansions right on the beach next to each other. If you can come. I don't want to hear about it other than that.
And then you just party for a few days.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's like truly about like us. I don't want to do this nonsense. The singer, who's singing? Who cares?
Well, okay, but I like your Coachella. You're having your own little fire festival situation in the sense of it's kind of an island, but like it is low key a wedding. What you're describing, you're trying to casualize it, but I think like it's basically the same thing.
You're trying to casualize this?
Casualify.
I've never even heard.
I made it up. I made it up. You put me on weird
Honestly,
ground.
it sounded good. It sounded good.
It sounded good.
You're trying to casualize this in a way that sweatpants could never. Okay, sweatpants could never do what you're doing right now, casualizing this.
You're making me defend weddings, Lil Frex.
You don't have to. We could just both agree. Enough.
No, because part of the podcast is that I try to bring you. I need to have the same verdict as I need us
Flash
to
forward
agree.
me 2 years from now having the most obnoxious rule-bound wedding in the world.
I love
like,
it. You switched.
It's just like, and I'm just like,
don't sit there.
People are like,
don't
but you
sit there.
People are like, this is the chart. I made the seating chart. And people are just bringing up, hey, on this podcast, you said that this is actually just a scam and just show up or don't. I'm like, well, you know what? People evolve, and I've evolved, and now I'm a queen.
Times change. Lil Frex the queen.
Sure.
I mean, look, I think that you don't really believe what you're saying. I think you don't like weddings, which is you're right. But listen, how can it be an asshole move? Then
I
just
don't even remember what I was saying.
See, that's what I mean. I knew you're bullshit. Just don't go. I think, look, let me say that I think what Abigail did here is she tried to insert her art. And I think had it been an earnest offer, that would have been fine. A true offer. But she had to be ready for the turn down and the denial. And she was turned down, and it was a clean turn down. I thought there was also some grace in the fact that they made up the fact that they wanted a band to play or whatever. Yeah. It was well played, but I think the way that she came at OP and is then getting upset and kind of making drama, yeah, I think it's an asshole move. It's like, it's her wedding. It's not your debut.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Are you with me?
I am with you. I think you do have to commend the friend's lack of fear of rejection.
Commend the gospel singer for going in and going for it.
For even offering it. Like, for example, like at the beginning of the podcast, I said, even asking you to come on this podcast for me was growth, because I would just never ask someone to do anything. It's like, if they ask me, fine, I'll do it. But the fear of rejection really ruled my life a lot, I would say. Whereas this person, no fear. No fear. She's like, hey, listen.
Yeah.
I'll do the wedding.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I don't think these are the same things, first of all. And congrats on overcoming your fear of rejection. You're unstoppable. I personally think you're about to like take over the world, because
wouldn't it be nice?
Things are going really well for you. But what did you have to lose, right? You weren't like
what do you mean what did I have to lose? You could have said I'm actually booked. You could have said I'm booked.
You could have said no.
You could have said flat out no, or you could have said hey, listen, I'm booked, or we're not really trying to have people like you on the show. I don't know what you could have said. You could have said all type of shit. You could have said all type of shot
at you.
You could have taken mad shots.
You don't go to the gym enough.
I'm saying, listen. You should have said, listen. You could be a little tighter before you come on this podcast. Okay, imagine. So it's like you could have said a million things. The rejection would have hurt. Even if you said, hey, let me see if I could fit you in, would have hurt.
Yeah.
Anything other than what you said, which is absolute pick a date, would have hurt. So I respect the friend.
But I gotta push back though, because
I love when you say I gotta push back. You should have a CNN show.
Thank you. They were friends, right? Like, okay, and I'm not saying we're not friends, but like, I could have told you no or whatever. I could have shot it down or whatever, I guess.
And then never spoken again.
Yeah, and then we would have never spoken again. But what she's doing isn't that brave, because this is her friend. They communicate regularly. And then she's like really trying to force herself in. So like, I'm on board about shooting your shot. Absolutely. But I just don't think it's the same thing.
I could be agreeable to any opinion you have right now.
I don't want that. I need you to not go with me, to go with me. I need you to I need you to really go. I believe what you're saying and I'm on board, but you're not just doing it to placate me.
I feel for both sides, I guess, is my ultimate bottom line.
Well, of course you feel for her. This is you.
I guess I've been on both sides as well. I've also been the person booking the show, whatever.
Yes.
Who's like, who someone's like, I'll do it, and I just never respond.
Yeah, but like, I guess to me the sin here is the exploitation of the friendship, right? It's like, why are you putting our friendship at stake to do this? Like, and I know and honestly, I can give a great situation that I've been in. I used to give my friend spots on my show all the time. Mm-hmm. All the time, and he never gave me a spot back. And like eventually I did break, and I was like, yo, it's fucked up that you walk in here and I give you a spot every week for 10 weeks, and then like, and now you're booking a show and you're not putting me on it. It's like, yeah, dude, like that's kind of fucked.
And what did he say? I'm curious.
he eventually gave me a spot and said sorry. But it's like there is a concept of reciprocity. So it does get a little bit hairy when you got like artists, musicians, comedians, whatever they are. But like in this case, I don't think a lot of that fits in. But I feel you generally speaking, like shooting your shot's
But
important
it's
and
the
like
same emotions, I think. I get how you're saying the specifics are different, but I think it's the same emotions.
kind of. I mean, look,
Like
I have a
one person
friend. Yeah,
has
yeah.
one person has something that the other person wants.
I guess, but that's the thing is that I don't even think the singer is being rational because like I don't think this gig is what she thinks it is.
Now
Like
that you
this,
just brought this up though, I'm like, wow, I owe a lot of people spots.
do you?
I guess now I'm kind of staring at the wall thinking like,
I mean,
wow.
if one person gives you one spot, or you're like a friend of the show, that's one thing. But I'm talking about this person would come do my show every week,
Yeah, no,
and he's
I've
my
actually been in
friend.
situations like that, and now I'm
Oh
just
my
thinking it
god,
over.
are you
Yeah.
not? Are you not reciprocating?
I guess not. I'm kind of like Irish in that way. You know
Is
how we do.
that? I don't know if I'm comfortable with that.
Why is
Irish
that?
people don't reciprocate. Is that a stereotype?
It's I mean, I am Irish, but it's like
Oh, you can say that. Okay.
no, but like I'm like it's not like built into the culture, I don't think.
You're telling me reciprocity isn't built into Irish culture?
I as a concept, no, I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know about this, Frex.
Okay.
You're telling me that I'm pretty sure, isn't it beer culture? I buy around, you buy around, isn't that?
Okay, actually when you put it that way, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
See, I have to translate it to Irish and
Yeah,
go.
okay, you spoke my language. You spoke my language. Cuz okay, sure. Okay. I believe you.
Do you feel that you have maybe not reciprocated though in a serious way? Are you having a
I
real
think
kind
so.
of wake up
Now that
call?
we're having this conversation, I might be having a come to Jesus moment.
Well,
Just
like you
to put it Irishly, I'm having a come to Jesus moment.
don't book guests on your show, right? Your show is just you.
No, no, my show is just me, but I'm thinking about, like, shows I've done in the past where people have actually put me on when I've asked, and then I've booked a show and I have not put them on.
But were you booking regular shows or was it like a
No, I would do,
one-off?
like, events.
Yeah, that's I don't know. You're probably okay.
I would put, like, my same friends on the shows
Yeah.
constantly,
Well,
even though there are all these people out there giving me little spots, so I don't know. Maybe it's
you're
something to think about. Look, maybe I've had a moment here on the show.
good. I mean, I feel good about it. I would be hurt though if you booked guests regularly on your show, right? And then I asked you to do it. I mean, I think you would say yes, right? Down the road. I'd be
Yeah,
like, you did
because
my
especially because you put me on your show.
right. Exactly. So yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
that's
you're
where the
with me.
logic goes, but
That's the
would I?
logic.
I don't think you know what I
I
mean? Like,
I don't know. Maybe you'd go, I'm Irish, so fuck you. And I go, oh, that's just how
I
Irish
like how you
people
just
are,
got a
I
little
guess.
defensive of the Irish there. Are you Irish?
No, I was referencing what you said before. I'm
No, no,
not
I know, but I
Irish.
mean, like, the original time I brought up the Irish thing, you were a little bit like, "Are we
Well,
stereotyping the Irish right now?" And I'm like,
yeah, you're
"Yes,
taking a shot at the
absolutely. Yeah,
Irish.
absolutely, we are taking shots at the Irish."
Well, you can. I wouldn't really,
Are
I'm
you Irish?
Cuban.
What are you?
I'm
Cuban?
Cuban, yeah.
Okay. Fire. So I will not speak of them.
No, you can shit on Cubans. I don't
I
care.
literally have nothing. I've never
You
been
got
there. Have you
nothing?
been?
I haven't been. We don't go because it's like communist country and my parents don't want us to go.
Gotcha. Oh, so they're like heavy, like from Cuba parents.
Heavy,
Okay.
100%
Like
born
hate
born in Cuba.
Castro. Okay.
Hate
Gotcha.
Castro.
Hate
Oh, they hated
Castro.
Castro.
Okay. Got
Yeah.
you. Love it. Now, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Arizona.
Arizona. That's right. I knew that.
You know what? Let's wrap this situation and then you can ask all the
Okay.
questions you
Sorry.
want. Let's
sorry.
do this.
Sorry.
AITA for not, well, I think we agree. I think we have settled. I'm getting nervous that we haven't. AITA for not asking my singer friend to sing at our wedding, refusing to allow her to gift us her singing voice. I'm saying not the asshole and the friend is.
I'm
Oh
saying,
boy.
I'm actually saying that I'm going to agree with you. Like you're like the
Yes.
person who wrote in, I do not believe is an asshole at all.
Okay.
I see the other person's point, but I don't think that
Absolutely.
I don't think that the person who wrote in, I don't think she's an asshole at all. Although I do
And you
see the
think
other person's side.
and do you think Abigail, the singer, I'm not saying she's an asshole generally, but this was an asshole move.
I
That's
think
it.
it was fine. It was, people.
Okay.
They're
I
people.
can live with that.
But I think that the question asker, I think, is in the clear. Good,
Okay.
solid person. And I think the fact that she's even thinking about it shows that she's a decent person.
Right? I think about that too. Everyone who submits is at least being
Yeah,
conscious.
everyone's being self-reflective. They're being curious about, what they're doing and how other people are reacting to what they're doing. So I think it's all positive.
I love it. Well, I grew up in Arizona, in a small town in
Okay.
between Phoenix and Tucson. Little Walmart town. We had a Target. We lost a Target. Small town.
2 Cuban parents,
2 Cuban parents. Yeah.
and they were married in Cuba and came together, or they met here?
No, they left Cuba when they were 5 and 7 or so, and
Gotcha.
then they met in Miami and decided to come to Arizona.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
And never been back. Have you been to Miami though?
Oh, many times.
What do you think of Little Havana?
I love it. I love Cuban coffee. I love the Cuban
Cuban
food
sandwich,
there.
cigars, nice.
Not a cigar guy, but I do love a Sammy. I wish I could get into the cigars. I've liked cigarettes at points in my life, but I never really enjoyed a
Are
cigar.
you a Jewel kid?
It's funny. I am hitting a vape right now. I
Me too.
saw
I've
that
been
you're
hitting
a
it this
big
whole
jeweler.
time.
You're a
Yeah,
big
hitting it the whole
jeweler, huh?
time. I've been trying to
I
quit, but it is what it is.
I loved your clip because somebody asked, they said, "What would you do if you lost your jewel?" And then you throw your jewel, and then you pull another jewel out of your bra, and you're like, "I have a backup jewel."
Of course. I mean, look, I've been a heavy smoker since I was 15, so
And
this
now you're just.
is
And how would you say heavy? What does that mean?
pack,
Pack a
pack a day.
day?
Yeah. I mean, look, I
Frex.
think by the time, look, okay, I'm not going to say I was pack a day from the jump, but I would say by the time I was 17, maybe I was pack a day.
And now you're on jewel only?
I'm on Juul, but like I'm trying to quit, and
How
so I
much
got
jewel a day?
nicotine. So it's not terrible. Like if it really depends. If I drink, it's obviously like a pod a night. But if I don't, like maybe like a half a pod.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
that's not
terrible.
bad at all.
Because I was like a pat. Yeah, so it's not terrible, but I do feel pain and I feel my age.
From the jewel.
Yeah, like you can't get away with this shit for long.
Interesting. You
Yeah.
feel your age? Are you
Like
older
how
than
old
I
are
think
you?
you are?
How old
I'm
are you?
31.
Well, I'm older than you.
Are you older than me? Oh my
Yeah,
God, you look so young.
I'm 33.
Oh my God. I thought you were like
So
26.
yeah, many people do, and I love that. But no, I'm 33, and you just can't. Like the last 3 years,
Yeah.
you can't get away with anything.
Oh God. Yeah, I have a lot. Since I've been running, I'm like, oh yeah, my body's like, there's issues here.
Me too. I mean, I've been working out for the first time ever, and I'm like, my knee is fucked
Yeah.
up.
Oh yeah.
My boyfriend's like, "Oh, you've just never worked out. Like this is what athletes go through." And I'm like, "Yeah, correct, correct. I've never worked out, and I don't understand knee pain."
I'll tell you my nicotine tale of woe. When I left my 5-year relationship, I got into this rebound relationship, and it was really, really intense. And she was into nicotine gum,
Hmm.
and
Delicious.
it's delicious, and I really picked up the habit and just let it spin out of control. And I was up to 26 milligrams of nicotine a day in gum, which is
So what's that
five
like? Five.
5 jewel pods or 5 packs of cigarettes of nicotine.
But how many? Okay, so how many pieces of gum? That's like 5 pieces of gum, 6 pieces of gum.
Each piece
Because
of
they're like
gum.
4 milligrams.
Well,
So
I went down from the 4 milligram. I went to the 2 milligram,
two.
so it was
So
like
so you're just
10 or
gum
whatever.
head. You're gum
I was
head.
just gumming. I
Yeah,
was
you're just
gumming.
gumming. All right.
I
Look,
had to come off it.
honestly, life is tough. You got to do what you got to do to get through it. I don't judge.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Lil Frex, you've been an amazing guest. Because you
I
know what
hope
it
so.
was? I came in and I was like, and I watched your show and I was like, I need to bring that energy and just let what's gonna happen happen.
Yeah,
And I feel like we did that.
I hope so.
I mean, like, I feel weird because I did push back on you, and I know when I'm editing this, I'm gonna cringe. But
Don't edit it. I don't think you push back in a bad way. We're having a convo.
no, I won't. I edit it because I take out breasts and stuff, or that part where I yelled at my roommates. But I love it. I love it. I think this is a great app. Guys, please watch Lil Frex on Instagram, LILFREXXX. There'll be a link in the
Yes,
description.
thank you. My
And,
dream is to get more followers. I just need to swipe up.
I think you're going to kill. I mean, it looks like you're growing really fast. You've got tons of views.
I hope so, man. I've had a few times in my career that I've just had a following and lost it. So I hope this is the golden hour for me.
I think it is.
All right.
Love it. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.